The scoreboard is complete, Pito. We have got it completely done. All the finals are loaded. A little later on, we'll look at the matchups for next week. But first, let's get Gary Clark on the line. Gary Clark, our favorite segment each and every week in the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show. He, of course, is the pride of Jamestown, Tennessee. He calls the action for York Institute on WDEB in Jamestown. I just had a mental block there, Gary. Welcome in tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dennis. You said I was the pride of Citrus County. That may be stretching it way out there, brother.
Well, I'm hoping that I don't get called on that. I don't have proof. I'm just saying that I would think that you would be the pride.
Hey, I'm not sure on that, but hey, a tough night for York tonight.
Yeah, you went into the game with Upperman, and we said in the pregame show we were thinking that in this rematch, did you guys get the win the first time through with Upperman?
Yeah, actually, we won by 3 touchdowns in the first game, but tonight it was like, I don't know, our offense and defense reminds you of Amanda Bynes. We didn't know what we were going to get.
Tonight, York falls to Upperman, and you close out the season 7-4, I think, if I remember correctly, right?
No, 5-6. We actually went 1-4 through the first half of the season, 4-1 the second half of the season, and then lose tonight. We finished up 5-6.
Well, I never was very good at math anyway, so you'll understand. York and first-year coach Derwin Wright running the wing tee. You had some success this season, and what does graduation do for you?
Well, we lose 10 seniors this year. Most of those starters. We lose a couple of guys out of the backfield. We got a good nucleus coming back. Got some young kids. Our quarterback, just a sophomore this year, so he's got a couple more years.
It should be a lot of fun in Jamestown for the time being, and I mean for the years to come. As you guys and I've seen the new region realignment, but did you get a chance to look at it today by any chance?
Well, I looked at the realignment, and if I'm not mistaken, they put us in with Alcoa. I've heard of that team before, but I'm not real familiar with it.
Yeah. They just started that program, didn't they? I think maybe.
I think so. I noticed that we were the only Central Standard Time team that's going to be in that region. So I hope I like playing at 8:00 at night. That's all I got to say.
That's rough. That's not really fair.
It really isn't. No, it isn't fair. That's a little bit strange right there. Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson talking to Gary Clark with WDEB, the voice of the York Dragons.
Talk about the second half turnaround in the season for York, Gary. You talked about it just a minute ago. You start off 1-4, but you close out 4-1. They built up quite a bit of momentum, and we kind of saw that coming week by week as we worked through the season. They played, seemed like better each and every week. Just talk a little bit about what kind of led to that turnaround and some of the guys who made that happen.
Well, first of all, they cut down the turnovers. That was what killed us through the first half of the season. We had way too many turnovers. You thought we worked for Pillsbury, but they just, turnover after turnover that really hurt us. And then we had the one game that the terrible call hurt us against Bledsoe County when we actually scored the 2-point conversion, but they said our guy went down before he got into the end zone, actually caught the football in the end zone, which would have actually changed things around. If we had won that game, we'd have been hosting this game tonight, but, if ifs and buts. But really, the season came down to the fact that York just got better control of the ball. They were able to hang on to it, and they were able to get some good runs, and they started going completely to that wing tee, and that wing tee was just a thing that just, really got them boosted. They got to playing that more than they did the spread, and it really got them a second win. They picked up a couple of wins, and then they got on a roll, and then we run into Livingston, and that was like a buzzsaw, and then tonight we just, we just didn't come to play.
Well, Gary, basketball season starts up, I guess, for you guys this coming week, and what you want to talk about York basketball?
Well, York basketball, they actually tip off on Monday. They're playing in a play day. They've got Let's see, they've got a couple of play days coming up, and they're, of course, York boys aren't going to play in the tournaments because of the fight last year at Pickett County. Actually, we open up this week with Clark Range. We're going to have Clark Range and Hamilton Heights, and Hamilton Heights is a school made up of foreign exchange students, folks. If you want to hear a fun game called, just listen to that one, because that one is a broadcaster's nightmare.
You're going to have to work on several of your languages and I hope a couple of accents, too.
Hey, no doubt about it. And also, I want to throw in a shameless plug. Starting this week, if you're in the East Tennessee area, you can catch the Rhode State recap. I'll be doing a 15-minute program with Rhode State scores. Also, we got that on 3 radio stations over in East Tennessee, and plus here on WDBE.
All right, Gary, we appreciate you guys up there in Jamestown. We'd love to get you back next year. After these region alignments get settled, we'll have to talk to you and see if we can get you guys back.
Hey, that sounds good. Of course, we might be there an hour earlier.
That's okay too. We can take that. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next year, my friend.
Hey, thanks for a great season, Dave.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Gary. Gary Clark with WDEB in Livingston.